Hello and welcome to a new Tonverk video. As you can see, the Tonverk has a friend today, the Electron Syntakt. And what we are going to do today is sample the Syntakt into the Tonverk. One of my favorite things to do is just sample one-shots and then turn them into really nice poly synth patches on the Tonverk. I'm not going to use multisampling. I actually have never used multisampling yet on the Tonverk, because the sound quality of just recording single one-shots and then just doing whatever with them is just so nice. So yeah, let's go. So I have this sound on the Syntakt, which is sort of like a sound similar to what I made in my latest Syntakt ambient tutorial. It's just a psi chord sound set to unison, and it has a bit of modulation on the balance and on tune, so it's a tiny bit wonky. And even you would say it's kind of boring, but it's sort of like half the point. It's nice to have sort of like a boring sound to begin with, because then you can do a lot with it in the Tonverk. If you go to the mix track on the Tonverk, I am monitoring. If you go to source, I am monitoring input A and B. See, you have the left right from the Syntakt going into input A and B on the Tonverk. Nothing special about that. I got the level set about halfway, or maybe even, let's see, 80. No, yeah, it's 3/4. And the level in the Syntakt is also like 75% or whatever. I find that the Syntakt runs quite hot into the Tonverk, so I kind of try to keep the levels fairly moderate, which we will actually see when we are going to sample this. Actually, let's do that now. So let's go to our sampler. Levels are fine. Threshold is also set so it goes well over when I play something. I've set the record start to be threshold. Source is external in. Monitoring is off because I'm already monitoring through the mix track. And what I'm going to do is just record a one shot of a C. I don't know if it's C5, C4. I don't really care. This sounds good to me. So I'm going to arm and then just sample about 5 seconds, I would say. That'll do. Press yes. Now, you hear this. This level, and now I'm going to normalize it. Well, actually, the difference is not that big here. Like I said before, the Syntakt turns to run quite hot into the Tonverk. So when you actually normalize it, the level goes down. And I think that's because the Tonverk itself has like a 20 dB attenuation on samples to give it lots of headroom. So don't be alarmed when you actually normalize a sample and the volume goes down. It's actually good, because I had like a non-normalized sample, the Syntakt in there, and it's really hot, and it's I always have to turn it down quite a bit. So it's normalized. Listen to it again. Trim it a tiny bit. Press yes, because we're happy. Just give it a name. ST chord. Fine. Chord E. All right, do that. Yes. We're going to assign it to track 4. Done. And then we are just going to press func no and discard it. And now our sample is on track 4, which is amazing. Now, first thing we're going to do is turn on loop somewhere over there and turn on the crossfade. Actually, I have to turn on loop itself as well. There you go. let's add some attack. Yeah, one more thing. I tend to just, when I do this, sample one-shots, I just have a very short attack and a bit of release. Doesn't really matter because I never get to the release state. Because I can always add attack and release in the Tonverk. Add a bit of drive as well. As you can hear, this is just a single one shot, and it's fairly usable on, you know, over different octaves. At least, you know, good enough for me, really. Let's add some reverb. There you go. You know, it's just so simple just to take like a simple sound from the Syntakt and turn it into this nice pad sound. Maybe add a bit of where are you? Bit of chorus, well, bit of width, a speed. Nice. And maybe also add some of daisy delay. Filtering. Bit more drive to the delay. Pretty nice, right? Now I'm happy with this, so what I would do now is go to File, and go to Preset, Save As, and then, I don't know, Chord, you know. I don't know if this sounds like a you know at all, but it sounds nice. And then you just add key strings. Is it evolving? Not really. Pad. Is atmospheric though. There you go. Save. Voila. Now I have this beautiful poly patch. All right. Let's try something else. Still have this sound. Let's do something a bit more exotic. Actually, bit of release here. Actually, also add a bit of reverb and delay here. So something that I like to do as well is go to our sampler again. As when I record a one shot is not really one shot then. What I like to do is play like some octaves in a fairly random rhythm with a bit of reverb and delay. Let's arm the sampler. So that'll do. Press yes. Normalize it again. Beautiful. And then trim it a bit. and then save it, assign it to track 5, and get rid of our sample again. So now I have this, and as you can hear already, because at different pitches those octaves play at different speed. You get these really nice sort of like, I don't know, cascading octaves. Anyway, what we're going to do again is make this loop and then add a bit of crossfade. We add a bit of attack and delay, bit of drive. Put this for reverb. Beautiful, right? Maybe add a bit of chrono pitch or something. An octave up as well. Maybe a tiny bit of tune. I want to have it sort of in the background a bit, so I'm going to filter it down a bit. Maybe lower the mix even as well. Again, you know, very simple, simple input from the Syntakt, but you know, with a bit of effects. On the Tonverk, you get some really nice sounds. And I like that at higher pitches. You know, it starts sort of like being more twinkly. And at lower pitches, it loops slower because I've not multisampled this, and I just really like this difference in motion. All right, that's really nice. Let's do something else. Go to another track. Actually, I'm gonna go with Grainer on this one. Go to our sampler again. Maybe. Maybe I want something else. Let's go to our. Yeah. I have like a little side tone FM patch here, which is very subtle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play like maybe not Stranger Things, but maybe something like that. Just a little ARP. Let's record that. All right. Yes. Normalize it again. Rim. Yeah. Yes. RP thing. Yes. Amazing. Yes. Add it to track 6. Right. So now we have this sample in our grainer. Let's add some scan. Bit of spread as well. Panning. Bit of attack. Not delay, release. Maybe add a bit of direction. And of course, reverb. Alright, it sounds fairly okay. Now what you can do as well is just take this whole thing. Be like, okay, this is nice, blah, blah, blah. Go to sampler again. And actually what we're going to do is resample this whole thing. Where is that? Where's the main? There you go. Okay, arm. Amazing. Normalize it again. Yes. Grand resample. I mean, I'm just trying things here. Put it on the same track, actually. So now we have our resampled granular thing, which is now again being granularized, or all very atmospheric. But yeah, you can just keep doing this if you want to. Just resample, put it back in the same track, resample, put it back in the same track. And all this just, coming from this little sound here. And you get this big, spooky, whatever this is. I mean, I find, playing with the whole granular thing is always a bit hit and miss. Sometimes you get awesome stuff. Sometimes it's like, I don't know. But going back to, these sounds. Actually, let me do one more thing, because obviously I just turned this into this, looping pad now. But if I go to, which sound is it? B4. If I go to track 7, yes. Take the same sound, filter it down a bit. Drive. add a flanger. A reverb as well. You know, you have it's not a million miles away, but you're fairly flexible in what you can do with these sounds. And obviously you can go to like, I don't know, maybe I want to add filter folder. Add a bit of dirt, you know. I mean, I really like filter folder. It adds this, you know, really nice harmonics to everything. And, you know, this is ostensibly a quite boring sound. And, you know, with a bit of this, you get some really nice things. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I just wanted to show you how I tend to use these two together, and also remember that, you know, with like fairly simple sounds from the Syntakt, if you have a lot of like modulation going on and whatever, when that is playing at different speeds, when you're playing it as a poly patch on the Tonverk, it might, you know, sound a bit messy. So basically you don't need a lot, you know, to make to use it as a source for an interesting sound in a Tonverk, because you can add so many different effects or whatever. The world is your sampling oyster, and it's so easy just to make something really nice out of something really simple. This not only counts for the Syntakt, it's whatever you have at hand that can produce some kind of tone. But yeah, these are a really nice combination together. Hope that was helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.